In this lesson, I'll show you exactly how to use Kling to generate stunning, hyper-realistic videos that you can use for storytelling, marketing, content creation, or even entire films. Kling is without a doubt the best video generating AI on the market right now. If you know how to work with it, the results you can achieve are actually mind-blowing. First of all, let's run through the settings you need to ensure you get the best results. So when you open up Kling, this is the page that you'll see. So on the left-hand side, you've got all the different features. You can actually generate sound effects now, but the method I show in the 11 Labs video is a lot better than this at getting sound effects. So the only tab that you're really going to use on here is the video tab. The first thing you need to make sure is correct is that you are using Kling 1.6, which is the newest version. 1.5 is nowhere near as good, so make sure you've got 1.6 selected. Then you're going to make sure you've got frames selected for the first part of this video. This is where you'll be entering your prompt, and this is where you will enter your image. Very important, make sure you have professional selected. Standard gives you really blurry images and is suboptimal. You can select how long you want the video to be, up to a maximum of 10 seconds. But you can actually extend videos longer than 10 seconds if you pay extra credits. I'd recommend always leaving this on one output. This is basically how many videos you will get per generation. Obviously, if you do 4 at a time, you're going to have to pay more credits, and you might not actually like the prompt anyway. So I just leave that on 1, and then adjust the prompt if something isn't quite right. In terms of creativity and relevance, this is basically how much you allow Kling to be creative, or how much you want it to follow your prompt. So I like to do 0.7 in terms of relevance. This way, whatever I input in the prompt, it mostly follows it, but it can also be a little bit creative too. That is pretty much it for the best settings you need. Obviously, before you are able to do anything with Kling, you need to have generated your images in Midjourney. Once you have your images, you can upload them here and they will appear like this. Now, the biggest mistake people make when using Kling or any AI video generator tool is that they overcomplicate the prompts. I've seen people type giant ChatGPT paragraphs into here, and it is just completely the wrong thing to do. When changing images to video, the large prompt has already been done in Midjourney, and the detail is already there. You don't need to re-describe what is in the image, the software already knows. The only thing you want to focus on is what you want the image to do. The first and most important thing to consider is what type of camera movement or angle you want. This will determine the overall feel of the video you generate. There is actually a little inspiration button here that gives you ideas for camera angles to use. In certain situations, different camera movement is better or worse. For example, if you are in first-person POV, you want a little bit of camera shake, so handheld device filming is perfect. Let's look at some different camera prompts you can use to get cinematic shots. The most basic camera movements are zoom in, zoom out, tilt upwards, tilt downwards, stationary camera. All of these are pretty self-explanatory, so I won't go into too much detail on them. However, you can add certain keywords before these to make them more exciting and actually usable. For example, adding rapidly, fast, slowly can add a new dynamic. You can also combine these movements together. For example, the camera zooms out and then tilts upwards towards the sky. My favorite cinematic camera movement is definitely rotating lens. Here are some examples. This basically rotates the camera around in a circular motion. It is great for showing a scene or focusing around a character. Let's look at some advanced camera prompts where you can be more specific in how you want the camera to move, such as this one. Kling allows you to really play with the environment and create immersive effects like going underwater with your character. Here's an example of a first-person perspective video created using handheld camera movement type. You can see the style looks as if you are really viewing the scene as the person. You can combine camera movements with other ideas you have in mind for the video. For example, if you have a character, you can say rotating lens, he is extremely angry, giving the movement and then the emotion too. As I said earlier, you really don't need to give super long prompts, the AI handles the rest. You can also add elements that you want to see in the video that aren't actually in the original image. For example, if you wanted a man to be holding a baseball bat, you can prompt the camera zooms out to show the man holding a brown baseball bat, and Kling will add the details for you, meaning the possibilities are endless. One note though, the more you try to add and the further away you get from the contents of the original image, the more unrealistic results you may see. I've got a pro tip for you. I highly recommend including subtle motion, muted colors at the end of every single prompt you do. Subtle motion ensures that there are no sudden movements, which pretty much always lead to distortion and glitching. Next, sometimes when the camera is moving, Kling tries to overcompensate and changes the colors to extremely dark and oversaturated. Muted colors counteracts this and ensures that the colors stay the same throughout the whole video. Now let's take a look at the elements section on Kling. So on elements, you are able to combine multiple images and ask Kling to put them all into the same video. Let's look at some examples. You can put one image as the character and one image as the background you want. The AI will then place this character into that exact environment with incredible precision. Another example is this first person POV one. I placed an image of a man's hands out in front of him and asked Kling to make the person hold the trophy. You can see the trophy looks exactly like the image and is perfectly positioned into the man's hands. You can experiment with elements to create really dope scenes. Elements is also great for character consistency because the character always stays the same as how you upload it, moving it around into different environments. Thanks for watching this lesson. Now you will be able to make any scene you like using Kling. Just remember to keep it simple.